Guys, when it comes to being effective with your firearm, you need to be doing training, and that costs a lot of money. It's range trips, it's maintenance on your firearms. It's really great to dry fire, and it's one of the things that I've done for years is just take my standard handgun and aim it at a target and pull the trigger. And it's really important to get down that trigger control. Well, then I found the Mantis X, and the Mantis X Elite, I've had this for a number of years now, and it gives me direct feedback through an app, and I can know exactly what I'm doing. But now Mantis has introduced the Titan X. Now this gives you a dedicated training pistol, and yet it does all the same things that the Mantis X Elite does, plus a lot more. It will use that standard Mantis X app, but there are upgrades to the app and exclusive apps for your Titan X. Now this has that orange color, so you know what you have. Also, one of the things about the Mantis X is that you didn't have a reset. You'd have to pull the slide back after every shot. With the Titan X, you have that instant reset. So I can train just like I shoot. It also has weighted magazines, so it gives you a little bit of weight at the end, and it just allows you to have a little more feel to it. Now, another big bonus for the Titan X is that it has a visible laser that comes out of the front. So you can use this without using any app. You can just set up a target, you can aim for it, you can watch where the laser moves as you pull the trigger. This is in the pretty much exact configuration of your Glock 19, but they also offer the Glock 17 and the Glock 45. But they are coming out with additional models soon. Now guys, we want to give a big thank you to Mantis X for sending the Titan X for this review and for partnering with us. We are such believers in the original Elite X10. This has been fantastic for the past 4 years, but guys, the Titan X definitely is a big upgrade. And you're going to find that it is a lower price. So a big thank you to Mantis. Well guys, to get started, I just want to show the box. There's an outer cardboard box, and then inside it does have a case. So you can keep that pistol just in this case. You know where it is. It just makes it really nice. And it's actually a pretty nice case. So here we open it up, and here's the handgun. You do have an extra magazine, and it is weighted. So that gives you just a way to be able to do mag changes. Another thing is this is made pretty close to your G19. So any of your Glock holsters, whatever, you're going to be able to use this for the training. And I think that's a big plus. Now here in the top, we have our instructions, and of course you can download the app through here, but if you're like us, we already have the app. So this just gives us some information about it. Also, you do get a USB-C cable, and you get an adjustment Allen wrench for not only the laser, which ours came sighted in, but also you can change out your optics cover plate, and you get a sticker. So here we have the pistol, and we have our extra magazines. Again, this is weighted, so it's going to be really nice to have that extra weight, which you're not going to get with the Mantis X because you have an empty magazine. It does have a safety color to it, so you're going to know that this is definitely a training pistol. The slide does not come back. It's locked in. Of course, all your electronics are here. Here is our USB-C port, and so we can just plug it in. Here is our adjustments for the laser, and it has elevation and windage. We have an optics plate. This is pretty cool, actually. Now with the plate off, you'll notice that we do have RMR and Shield RMSC. So I can put my RMR on here and line it up with the front screws, and then of course with the Shield RMSC footprint, this will line up. And the sights are very similar to the Glock's shape, but there is a little bit of a cutout, and then here at the front, and these actually are reflective. And then here at the top of the slide, you have this little button. Now this will cut on your laser where it's constant on, or you can do it to where when you pull the trigger, then the laser will come on just for a brief second. And that's really where your dry firing comes in. But the one thing about having this on constant on is that allows you to sight in your laser. So guys, every time you pull the trigger, you get a feedback from a laser. And this is a red laser. They do offer other color options. You have to order it through Mantis. But right here is where you just tap it, you don't press it long, and now it's on constant on. That way you can sight in your laser, but also if you're doing dry fire practice and you want to see how steady the laser is, you can check that as well. Now here, when you press it again, just tapping it, you'll notice that it'll blink. Then you're back on to just that indicator and that instant feedback. But this is also where you connect to Bluetooth. Now also for your mag release, it is switchable to the other side, which I thought was a great feature as well. You do have a lot of your controls, but of course these are inert. You can't really do a slide stop or your takedown lever. But again, it gives you the same feel, and you have that one slot pick rail just like the standard Glock. And of course, this will also take any of your weapons light on the accessory rail, and that way you can train the way you carry or the way your home defense gun is set up. The trigger, it does have the little trigger safety, and so it's depressed and then you fire. It does have texturing on the grip, and it does have the rib texturing front and back. So it's got a decent amount of texturing, and guys, honestly, when I'm holding this, it feels very similar to your Glock 19 pistol. But again, there should be other models coming out as time goes on. And the magazine, it just drops right out. And being weighted, it makes it a lot easier. Now the weight without the magazine is 7.9 ounces. It is really light. Insert the magazine, and we're now at 17.17 ounces. It definitely makes a big difference. And this will fit all of your Glock 19 holsters, and of course we got a mag caddy. So however you're carrying, you can train the same way with this handgun. Now open up your Mantis app. Right here in front of your cover plate for your optic, this little button, you just press and you hold. And then when it starts to flash green, then we're going to hit connect. And that means it's searching. Once this connects, you'll see the blue light come through the top. Now you're connected. We have so many different options to go to. Again, there are over 40 different drills and there are 10 different courses. And so we can go through here and find exactly what we want. One thing that I use a lot is just open training. And this is something on the standard Mantis app. You hit drill, you hit whatever is your strong hand, and then you go ahead and hit start. And that way you line up your target and you start to shoot. And this will record your trigger pull. It'll record all kind of details about the way that your finger is reacting to the trigger. There's also shot timer training and a number of other different ways to train, even with holster draw analysis, multiple shots. I mean, this just gives you so many different options. But to be honest, if you want to get started, I just go straight to open training. And guys, we go through a lot more detail about the app when we're showing the Mantis X Elite, and I'll have it annotated right above. One thing I love about this is that you can train without the app. This is just pulling the trigger. You see exactly where the laser is pointing, and that gives you your point of impact. And that way you can just train at home. You don't have to mess around with apps if you don't feel like pulling all that up. Now here, if you go to straight laser, it's the same thing, and you can really monitor how your trigger pull is. Once you pull, which side is it going to, how is it reacting, and I really like to have both features. So it gives you that instant feedback right there, and again, this is without the app. Now we have the Bluetooth set to the app, and we're going to start just the open training, which is very simple. All right, we've had 5 shots. This is going to give us our score. Just hit stop. And now we have our average score is 92. Total time is 12.1. And then we hit done. Now, if we want to look at analytics, we just swipe over. We can see what we've done. And this is an accumulation of all the shots. And then it gives you each shot and what you did, your follow through right before you pull the trigger, during the trigger pull. So it gives you a lot of information. And this is shot 5. Go to shot 4. Excellent. Shot 3. I mean, it gives you so much information, and there's much more. Now again, with the Mantis X Elite, I mean, this is a great training system. This will really analyze everything about your trigger. One thing about this is $249.99. When it comes to the Mantis X, the pistol, and all the training features, this is just $199. So Mantis really worked hard to bring training down to a very reasonable level. And you're still using your standard firearm, which can be safe, but also it can be a liability. Also, with the reset trigger, that's a huge plus just in itself. And with the constant laser or just your dry firing where you don't have to use an app, that is also an advantage. So guys, the Titan X, I mean, it gives you that training pistol, it gives you trigger reset, you can mount an optic, you can put a light on the front, it has the weighted magazines, and you can use this just for standard dry fire practice, even without the app. But then you take the app, expand it, and it really can improve your training, your trigger control, what you're doing wrong, and you can correct that, because you can't get that at the range, or it's a lot more difficult and a lot more expensive. So again, a big thank you to Mantis for sending the Titan X for this review. And guys, this is going to be part of our training regimen, and it's going to be very effective. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. La 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 la.
Did you call that orange?
This is orange. It's fluorescent orange.
No, it's definitely red. The thing is, it's after their branding and their company's red.
I mean, it looks really orange on this camera. La 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 la. Okay. Yeah. With a much better improved, okay. Improved what? La 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 la. Because then I'll go in, I'll go, I said that. I said Titan 10. No, I want you to be here because you're going to keep me on track. Otherwise, I'm going to be all over the place.
So thank you to Mantis, the Titan X.
So guys, a big thank you. No, I don't want to do that now. I've got to do the whole thing. The whole ending. Maybe the whole beginning. Did I say Mantis X? Be strong, be strong, be strong.